everyone, what a weekend it has been. I think it flew by, don't you agree? Well, let's wrap it up in this episode of News Generation. Some children shying away from school because of corporal punishment. We tell you what happened to a teacher who went too far. The dangerous quest to get drinking water. We take you up north to a town near Yendi. And how young people run Joy FM on World Radio Day. My name is Efua Kwa Harrison. Please stay with us. Catch up with us on social media. It's facebook.com/newsgenerationgh. We're also on Twitter @newsgengh. Now, a teacher in the western regional town of Wasasa was caught stepping on two of her students in a disturbing video. The teacher, who teaches class 4 and class 6 pupils, was punishing the two because they had not done their homework. Apparently, it is the preferred punishment she gives her students. A colleague teacher taped the incident and brought it to Adum News on Multi TV. Please be advised, some of you might find the video a bit disturbing. Heartbreaking, isn't it? Well, we spoke to young people about what they think about the footage in WhatsApp.
Corporal punishment should be given before a punishment is taken, because in Ghana, like this, Ghana, we have many types of punishments that are not good. So corporal punishment should be first given by the authority before you can take action. Some of the punishments are not really okay. Like, I don't think they should give that kind of punishment to children.
That's very bad. It shouldn't be done like this, but at least a lesser punishment should be given.
I don't think it's the best way to treat children. They could find a better way to treat them, or they'll pass that treatment on.
The video I saw, I think it's a very, very terrible punishment that a teacher is supposed to give to a child. The teacher has no right and authority to give a child such a punishment because it's against the law, and it's even the child has the right to report the teacher. It's no way right. The teacher is not supposed to talk to the child in a harsh way in which the child will not do that same thing again, or will beat the child, but not beating the child mercilessly.
What the teacher did to the child was the children wasn't good, because even if a child has done something bad, you are not supposed to be stepping on the child like that, because you don't know what the child is feeling in the body right now, and it is a violation against the rights of children. The child has the right to report this.
Well, fortunately, justice has been served. The teacher in question has been sentenced to a year in prison and fined 1,200 Ghana cedis after Multi TV aired the video. But other forms of corporal punishment still exist. Caning, for instance. Some pupils in Akwedum in the eastern region say they are afraid to go to school because their teachers cane them all the time.
How do you teachers for the school term?
We have a lot of problems here. The teachers don't come on time. They cane us all the time. We can't voice out our problems because we will be caned.
We'll be some question now. Instead of correct you, no, the abanu mo edika bo ansano wa correct.
The teachers cane us instead of correcting us.
Say or the abanu anytime yamu the abanu back class. I'm the abanu back class as students so who abana.
Most of my classmates fear to answer questions in class. The canes put fear in us.
Tino onim cramp aneshenimu. Abanu mamu amu boshik.
Now imagine fetching water over 5 times every day. Well, children in Adibo near Yendi walk about 30 minutes each day just to fetch water, giving true meaning to the saying, water is life. And that's not all.
It is a dangerous duty for these children to get water every day. It's about 3 p.m. and these young people are rushing to fetch water. They walk 30 minutes before and after school from their homes to this pond. This is the only water body in the community, and it is filled with crocodiles.
I come here to fetch water 3 times in the morning and 2 times in the afternoon. The pond is far from home, and because there's no water at home, we always come here.
Fatima Ibrahim is 12 years old. She says it is always difficult waking up after carrying 5 drums of water.
We fetch the water before and after school, and it is difficult to sit or write in class because of body pains. It can be hazardous for our health because of the distance. We suffer from chest problems carrying the water. We fetch the water up to 2 times, 3 times, and sometimes even up to 4 times. And it's always difficult to wake up and report to school early because of tiredness.
A tricycle is available to help transport the water, but it's only for those who can afford it. Young people in Adibo are unhappy with the condition of the pond. They want authorities to help.
It is not really potable, but because we don't have any option, we are making do with this one. We want the source of water to be closer to our homes, like pipe bomb water or borehole.
Hopefully, government can start a water project in the Adibo community, so these children can stop risking their lives for the basic necessity, water.
Could you do that? Go into a water filled with crocodiles just to get some for your daily household chores and activities? Whew, I'll be scared. Well, let us know what you think on our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/newsgenerationgh. Now, Ghana joined many countries around the world to celebrate UNESCO's World Radio Day. Here at Multimedia, children from various schools across the country filled in to host several programs on your superstation, Joy 99.7 FM. Adelaide T has more on how it went.
Every February 13th is World Radio Day, a day set aside by UNESCO to celebrate radio and its personalities. This year, the theme for the day is Radio and Youth, and Joy FM, the #1 radio station in the country, gave its platform to a number of youths to experience radio. And I'm standing right in front of the station, so let's go inside and find out what's going on.
It's 11 a.m. on Thursday morning. It's the day before the World Radio Day at the Joy FM studio. These children are preparing to host Joy FM's programs on the day. These young people are preparing for Joy FM's Cosmopolitan Mix.
Right now we are trying to put a program together, the Cosmopolitan Mix, and we're trying hard to keep up the standard that already exists. So that's what we're doing now, brainstorming.
Representing Doreen Ando, yes, on her show. I don't think it will be very easy because she's very good, but we try our best.
Yeah, I mostly listen to the program, and it sounds very easy when you're listening, but there's a lot of work that goes into it, and I'm experiencing the work now. It makes me happy.
Well, I'm very happy. I'm elated that I've gotten this opportunity. Yes, and yes, I'll do my best.
I'll be glad if I am. At least be the masculine voice to Doreen.
Hi.
So it can happen that
At the multimedia conference room, the team for the Super Morning Show is preparing.
No one person is better than the other. You are all smart people. All right. So at a point in time, maybe you can introduce sports.
Now, all is set for the World Radio Day on the 13th of February.
For instance, your grandmother at the village.
It's 5 a.m. Friday morning and the Super Morning Show on Joy FM has started. And it is not the regular host Kojo Yangsen who is hosting the show. 15-year-old Maureen Tre from Achimota Senior High School gave Kojo Yangsen the day off and hosted Ghana's most influential breakfast show.
So now let's discuss the thing that's really bugging me, World Radio Day. What are we bringing? What is going to happen? What are we going to do? Please tell me, Eric.
When I listen to Kojo Yangsen sometimes, I actually think he's blessed. I think what he's doing is effortless. He's just sitting back there relaxing and, just speaking. Today I realize it's not easy. It's not easy, but he is gifted. It's not easy because everything you say, it's like everyone walking in, walking back, speaking behind you, but you have to, remain focused. And I really don't know how he does it every single day, because doing it today, it's a blessing. I couldn't even feel his shoes. But Kojo Yangsen, if you're watching, I really admire you, and I look forward to meeting you one day. And it was fabulous, being you today. So yeah, thank you.
She was assisted by Eric Von D from University of Cape Coast, Albert Kofi Kunedu from IPMC, Edubia Asante Apiedu, and Vanessa Planch, both from the Christ the King International School.
I was on the Super Morning Show and I did the newspaper review and I talked about the big stories today.
Also co-host on the Super Morning Show, we spoke about World Radio Day, leadership, and Dumso.
It's a big platform, I must say, and it was very nice. The pressure was massive. You feel the pressure when you see something wrong. The text message flow, and it was inspiring to know that people are listening to you.
World Radio Day is a day that radio is appreciated. People behind the mic, people behind the cameras, everybody, they appreciate it, and we are really thankful that they at least set a day aside for radio.
I think radio has been with us for a very, 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 very long time. Thanks to the UNESCO, we are celebrating World Radio Day. This is actually the 5th year. It's the 5th year, so we are happy to be part, and we say it's Radio Day.
I think I'm never going to forget this day ever. They've exposed me to so much. It was so fun, exciting, full of life, very educative as well, entertaining and informative as well.
Carl Ampa is the Senior Programs Officer in charge of culture at UNESCO.
The issues of radio are very, very important, and it's a medium to communicate, it's a medium to empower people, it's a medium to do a lot of things. And already the UN had already started a radio, and the impact could be felt. So it was important that a date was set to find out, or to show radio's contribution to development. And the selection of this day, it must be put on record that Ghana was part of it, working very hard to ensure that this day was actually agreed to and established by the UN.
Radio reaches more people in many places than any other medium. So how has radio influenced some young people?
Listening to radio is a very good thing. It's some people come on radio to come and advise us.
The news has influenced my life greatly. Like, it makes you know what is happening around you and all that. And a joy time in His presence, it increases your faith in God.
I listen to news, music, sports, all kinds of music, gospel music, but sensible in particular. Ones that I can find, I can get proper things from.
Now, it was the official day of love on Saturday, February 14th. Did you get chocolates, perhaps flowers, or you think it's all a big fuss about nothing? Well, here's some history about St. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is also known as the Feast of Saint Valentine. It is a holiday observed on February 14 each year. It is celebrated in many countries around the world, although it is not a holiday in most of them. It's the day when people show their affection for another person by sending cards, flowers, or chocolates with messages of love. The popular belief about Saint Valentine is that he was a priest from Rome in the 3rd century AD. Emperor Claudius II had banned marriage because he thought married men were bad soldiers. Valentine felt this was unfair, so he broke the rules and arranged marriages in secret. When Claudius found out, Valentine was thrown in jail and sentenced to death. There, he fell in love with the jailer's daughter, and when he was taken to be killed on 14th February, he sent her a love letter signed "From your Valentine." Valentine's Day is a very old tradition, thought to have originated from a Roman festival. The Romans had a festival called Lupercalia in the middle of February, officially the start of their springtime. Later on, the church wanted to turn this festival into a Christian celebration and decided to use it to remember Saint Valentine too. Gradually, Saint Valentine's name started to be used by people to express their feelings to those they loved. Now imagine being sent to jail just because you followed your parents to find protection in another country. Well, it is happening to children of migrants from the Middle East, parts of Asia, in Australia.
Every year, thousands of asylum seekers from Iran, Iraq, and Afghanistan travel by boat to Australia. They travel in uncomfortable and dangerous conditions in the hopes of getting a better life in Australia. Many of these people, when their boats sink during high tides, most of these deaths include adults and young children. But Coast Guards arrest those who survive the rough seas once they reach Australia. These young people, together with their parents, are held at detention centers as far as Papua New Guinea and Nauru. They could spend months or years without knowing what will happen to them, not even whether they would be sent back to their home countries or not. The detention of children together with adults, according to the Australian Human Rights Commission, is against international human rights law. The report also says keeping children in prison could have an effect on the way they think. The Australian Human Rights Commission is asking the Australian government to immediately release their children.
According to the President of the Human Rights Commission, conditions are so bad these kids have stopped talking and refer to themselves by number rather than by name. Prime Minister, when will this stop? When will Australian governments stop being responsible for such abuse of children?
None of us want to see anyone in detention. We certainly don't want to see children in detention. And Madam Speaker, I can inform the member for Denison that at the end of the Howard government's era, there were only 4 people in immigration detention who'd arrived illegally by boat, and none of them were children. None of them were children. Now, I regret to say, Madam Speaker, that in the period between this time and that time, more than 50,000 people arrived illegally in Australia by boat, more than 50,000, including 8,000 children. And I deeply regret the fact that so many people, including so many children, took this very dangerous journey.
The Australian Prime Minister, Tony Abbott, has rejected the report of the Australian Human Rights Commission, calling it an attack on his government. Successive Australian governments have devised various means of discouraging migrants from making the dangerous journeys by boats, all in the name of a better life. But these measures have failed to discourage the migrants who continue to arrive by boats on a regular basis. It remains to be seen whether the government will abide by the report of the Australian Human Rights Commission, or it will keep holding the migrants in detention.
Ever seen the Archbishop of Accra sing one of his favorite songs? Well, Archbishop of Accra, Charles Palmer Buckle, dazzled many as he joined hundreds of students at the 2015 Choral Praise. After hours of exciting tunes, Christ the King School Choir was crowned winners for the second time.
How do you feel about winning?
I feel happy and I'm proud of the choristers because last year we won the competition and this year we won again. So that shows how hard we have been working towards this competition.
And you came second.
It was marvelous and so educating. At the end of every competition, there is a winner. So we are happy that we took the second position. You made my life so beautiful, and as you are, you have made me here on earth.
It's all in your name, Lord. Whatever I claim, Lord, Jesus, whatsoever I want is in your name.
The whole idea is to encourage schools to have choirs that will sing. We are told that if we go to heaven, all that we're going to do is to sing. And so we want them to see the importance of singing.
Now, a lot has happened over the past week. Here's an update before we say goodbye. Some junior high school students in Accra could miss this year's Basic Education Certificate examination. This is because their parents will not be able to pay some of the registration fees. The registration fee is 17 cedis 40 pesos per candidate. However, the Education Ministry allows schools to charge additional fees based on negotiations with parents. Checks by Joy News reveal some schools in the capital are taking advantage of this to charge as high as 200 Ghana cedis for the entire registration process. The Education Ministry says it would have provided a fixed rate if it wanted the fees to be the same. 12-year-old Vishal Takwani of the Delhi Public School Tema is the best speller in Ghana. Vishal beat 81 other spellers from around the country to win the 2015 edition of the National Spelling Bee. Vishal will represent Ghana at the 88th Scripps Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C., USA. The Ministry for Gender, Children and Social Protection launched a literacy program on Thursday. The series of non-formal literacy training programs is to help reduce illiteracy among the deaf in Ghana. A rural teacher from Kenya is among 10 finalists of a competition to find the world's best teacher. Jacques Kahura is up against teachers from countries which include the UK, the US, India and Afghanistan for a £650,000 prize. The international prize is designed to make people more aware of how important teaching is. The Global Teacher Prize, which will be awarded for the first time next month, has been created by the Vaki Foundation. It received entries from 127 countries. Huge crowds of people have paraded through the streets of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, for the official Rio parades. Hundreds of street parades take place all over the city, with many people wearing giant stilts. This is all part of the build-up to the official Rio parades, which take place over 2 days in the Samba Drome. The Confederation of African Football's Technical Study Group has selected 3 members of the senior national football team. CAF released its official team of the tournament Friday. Members include midfielder Christian Achu, defender Harrison Affol, and forward Andre Ayew. And that's it for this edition of News Generation. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you can always catch up with us on social media. It's facebook.com/newsgenerationgh. Also find us on Twitter, all of you who tweet. It's at NewsGenGH. And until next time, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.